Burial grounds and parasites. With a cursed townfolk cured and renewed hope, Hattori and his faithful dog Hachiko begin their journey to the next frontier town. Buzzards circle overhead as Hattori starts to notice unusual rock piles and dirt mounds scattered throughout the area. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the adventures of Hattori Hanzo. This week is another Frontier Town episode. For our character update, again not too much to report. Our sanity is now at 23 thanks to completing our last mission. We have 1,650 experience towards level 5, $1,545 in gold. We are now carrying 10 anvils of weight, and we did get 1 corruption point in our last adventure. Our faithful dog now has 2 ally XP points. 1 more successful mission and we can level him up. Also, thanks to Gordon Jardine, our faithful dog will henceforth be known as Hachiko. The name Hachiko comes from a famous Japanese dog who is renowned for his loyalty and devotion to his former master. I thought it was only fitting that we should name our faithful companion Hachiko for that reason. Beginning with this episode, I'm going to be doing a more streamlined presentation, a little less dependent on all of the wound markers and all the other tokens that are all over the screen. I know some of you have expressed that you like seeing all the markers used, but I'm going to try a little bit more of a streamlined process and see how that works for us. So here's an example of what we'll have on the side of the screen. We'll have a character marker. When one of our characters receives health wounds, they'll appear like this. When they receive sanity damage, they'll appear here. I plan to display the corruption points with tentacle markers like this. Our number of grit will appear at the bottom. Any character special tokens, like Fury tokens in Hattori's case, will appear in the upper left. Let's rejoin Hattori and Hachiko as they head towards the next frontier town. Hello everyone, and welcome to our next frontier town episode. As always, we'll begin by seeing if our frozen isopod has thawed out. We make a strength 5+ test. We have a strength value of 6. We are good. Let's see if we'll be heading to a small, medium, or large town today. A 1-2 will be small, 3-4 medium, and a 5-6 will be a large town. A medium town. That'll give us 1 travel hazard. The purple and blue die will be our tens digit, and our gold and black die will be the singles. 61. Indian Curse. Accidentally wandering into a sacred Indian burial ground, you realize too late the folly of what you have done. Every hero immediately takes 3 horror hits for each mutation, corruption, or darkstone they currently have, as they are terrorized by the vengeful spirits of the dead. We have 1 mutation and 1 corruption, so we'll be taking 2 horror hits. We have a willpower of 4. And we have passed. As we approach town, we'll see what type of town we're walking towards. 5 is a rail town. Many towns on the frontier are connected by a network of rail lines, with trails bringing fresh supplies, fresh faces, and news from back east on a daily basis. Railtown special rules are fresh supplies. At the start of every day in town, each hero may draw a gear card that is a special deal they find offered by a street vendor. This card may be purchased by that hero for its listed value plus $100. If not purchased, discard that gear card. Hustle and bustle. We draw 2 daily event cards each day that we're in town. And rail travel. When finished in town, you may take a train to a different area. Each hero may start the next adventure fully healed in both health and sanity. Let's see what locations we'll have in our rail town. Street market. A doc's office. The Indian Trading Post. A gambling hall. A blacksmith. And the Smuggler's Den. We'll go ahead and spend the night in the hotel. Our first daily event is just another day on the frontier. We are in a specialty town, so we need to roll on the daily event chart. And we get 2. News travels fast. A telegraph comes through the line from a neighboring town. They are under attack, and the demonic swarm is headed your way. Move the darkness marker 1 space forward on the town event track. Alright. Our second daily event is market prices are down. Time has passed since the last demonic attack and everyone is a little more at ease. All prices in town today are minus $10. I think to start off our stay, we'll go over to the blacksmith. Let's see what our location event is for the blacksmith. 11. Rare find. The blacksmith has an artifact recovered from the mines near here that he'd be willing to part with and trade for some darkstone. Draw a mine artifact and you may purchase it for D6 plus 1 darkstone. Well, we don't have any darkstone, so that's of no use to us. I think we are going to go ahead and purchase a fast horse for $590. Let's see if there is a town event at the end of today. There is. Nine, intense dread. A dark cloud on the horizon makes your soul sink as you see a void twister in the distance wipe through a neighboring town. Each hero must make a cunning 6+ test. Okay. We have a cunning of 4. We have passed. If successful, gain 10 XP. That was fairly easy. We'll spend the night in the hotel again. Today's first daily event is heavy rain. A brutal rain hammers the town, flooding the streets with mud and soaking to the bone any who dare set foot outside. All rolls on the location event chart in town today are -1 to the roll. Our second daily event today is just another day on the frontier. So let's roll to see what our event will be. 3. U.S. Army train. A train arrives at the station carrying a fresh battalion of troops for the local fort. You do not need to roll for a town event at the end of the current day in town. Excellent. We forgot to check for our fresh supplies yesterday, so we'll take a look today. And we were offered an explorer's lantern. Once per turn, if on the same map tile as an exploration token just revealed, you may use 1 grit and takes D6 horror hits to discard and redraw that exploration token. It would be $950. I think we will pass on that. I think we'll go visit our Frontier Doc friend. He's been very good to us. And our location event roll will be -1 to the roll. 9. Expert Surgeon. The Doc is an expert surgeon and is really on top of things today, and he's only had 1 or 2 drinks. All attempts at surgery made today are +1 on the roll chart. Well, we don't need any surgery. We are, however, going to treat this corruption point that we have. We'll pay $100 and then roll a d6. We are good. Our Frontier Doc friend might want to join us one of these days for his research, so we may bring him along on an adventure somewhere down the line. Let's see if there is an event at the end of today. There is not. We will spend the night in the hotel again. Our first daily event for today is just another day in the frontier. Let's roll to see what our event will be. 4. Oh, they'll pay. The local rail baron tightens his grip on the town. For the rest of this town stay, gear cards from Fresh Supplies will cost an additional $100 each. Well, that is no fun. I think it's safe to say that we will probably not be purchasing any of those things. Our second daily event is Tainted by Darkness. Sometimes it's hard to tell what kind of effect the darkness has on people. The closer you get to evil, the closer it gets to you. All advanced allies currently in the hero posse immediately take D3 corruption hits. Oh, what did Hachiko ever do to you? Alright, pup. He will be taking 1 corruption hit. He has a willpower of 4+. And he succeeds. Take that, Tainted by Darkness. Before anything crazy happens to us, I definitely want to visit the church tent and pick up some more holy water. Our location event at the campsite will be 10. Dirty Poker. The campsite is filled with drinking, laughing, and games of cards over a rickety table or barrelhead. You may make a luck 4+ test, and for every 4+ rolled, we gain $25. For every 1 rolled, we lose 50. Let's give it a shot. Our luck is 2. I thought we had more than that. That's alright. We'll give it a go. Come on, 4+. Hey, a 6 and a 4. We gain $50. We'll buy 1 bottle of holy water for $100. And let's roll to see if there is an event at the end of today. There is not. We will again spend the night in the hotel. Our first daily event for today is Wide Open Skies. The big blue sky has opened up and the sun is shining across the land. This seems to be a respite from the darkness, at least for the moment. All rolls on a location event chart in town today are +1 to the roll. And our second daily event is Wounded Soldiers. The town is filled with wounded soldiers that marched in this morning from a nearby battle. They are the last remnants of their division overrun by horrors from beyond. Each hero may give up their day in town to help the wounded. Make a lore 3+ test and gain 10 XP for every 3+ rolled. If at least 1 6 is rolled, you may also draw a gear card as a dying soldier passes it on to you. Let's go ahead and give up our day in town and help these wounded soldiers. We need to make a lore 3+ test. We have a 6 lore. We have 4 3+, and 2 of them are 6s. So we gain 40 XP, and we get to draw a gear card. And the gear card we have got is an army tent. Well, that's fitting since we helped out a soldier. Once per traveling/town stay, You may heal D6 wounds / sanity, any mix. You also gain 5 XP for each travel hazard that you've encountered while traveling. That's pretty cool, I like that card. Alright, let's see if there is a town event at the end of today. We are safe from town events. We will spend the night again in the hotel. Today's first daily event is Hangin'. As the sun burns overhead and outlaws marched out to the wooden gallows in front of the courthouse, with a pull of a lever and a snap of the rope, one more soul goes to meet its maker as the crowd looks on. All heroes in town recover 1 grit. And our second daily event is just another day on the frontier. Let's roll to see what happens today. A 2. News travels fast. A telegraph comes through the line from a neighboring town. They're under attack and the demonic swarm is headed your way. Move the darkness marker 1 space forward on the town event track. Not looking good for us tonight. Let's see what today's fresh supplies will be. A crisp rose. Attached to any item, and anytime you roll a 6 for move, you may also recover a grit. Performer or showman only. We are a showman, but I do not think we need to purchase this for $525. Today we'll head to the Indian Trading Post. Our location event will be 7. Drumming, dancing, and a bonfire. All the signs of a good time. No event. We will go on a vision quest and see if we can regain our spirit guide. We do a spirit 5+ test. We have a spirit of 4. And we have passed. Let's roll to see if there is an event at the end of tonight. There is not. Wow. Do we stay one more night? Why not? I want to see what the black market goods are tomorrow. So we'll spend the night in the hotel. Our first daily event today is Traveling Tonic Wagon. Rolling into town, a traveling tonic salesman opens up the sides of his cart to show his wares. Each hero may purchase up to 3 tonic tokens at the cost of $100 each. I think we are good, we don't need any tonic. Our second town event is Persecution. Filled with hate for the accursed mutant, the townsfolk form an angry mob and begin scouring the town to find and punish the unclean outsiders they have heard rumor of. Every hero must roll a d6 for each mutation they currently have. Well, we only have 1 mutation. If any of these dice roll a 1, you've been discovered by the mob and must flee town to escape the lynching. Well, we are good. Let's go ahead and move over to the Smuggler's Den. We'll see what our location event roll is. An 8. Drunken debauchery and veiled threats. The scruffy, smelly, and downright vile scum that reside here barely notice your arrival amongst the revelry. Probably for the best. No event. Alright. So we're going to see what the black market goods are. We roll 3 dice. For each roll of a 1, 2, or 3, draw a gear card. On a 4, 5, or 6, draw a world card, then an artifact card from that world. 1 gear card and 2 artifacts. Our gear card is an outlaw pistol, fitting. Our first artifact will be from the derelict ship. They are selling a space parasite. Gains +4 to spirit. You're immune to space effects and bleeding markers. Anytime you would roll on the madness table, you must roll twice and apply both results. We may purchase that one as there's no cost on that. It would only be a D6 roll times $25. And the benefits outweigh the negative, in my opinion. We'll see. Our second artifact will be from the mines. And we are being offered the Orb of Rokal. For each corruption point you currently have, your attacks are damage +1. But anytime you kill an enemy, you take 1 corruption hit. Let's go ahead and see how much this space parasite will cost us. $50. I think that it's actually kind of worth it. So we are actually going to go ahead and purchase that, and we will now be infected with a space parasite. Gives us +4 to our sanity, and makes us immune to bleeding markers, and space effects, whatever they are. I haven't been to the derelict ship yet, so I'm sure that will come in handy. That actually maxes our spirit now at 6. Okay, let's roll to see if there is an event at the end of the day. We already know there's going to be. Shocker! Let's see what happens to the town. An 8. Spreading fear. Fear spreads through the town as the days grow dark and the demonic attacks more frequent. One random town location closes up shop and may not be visited for the rest of this town stay. The campsite dissipates, and the hotel doubles their current rate. Looks like the Indian trading post has moved on. That will conclude our town visit for this week. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and we'll see you as we chase down the vampires in our next adventure.